Hello, I'm Pedro,
Hi, I'm Vinny.
and we're going to be reacting to some Shark Tank videos today. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
one
go.
more episode.
Hello, my name is Skylar Ellers, and I'm the creator of one of the hottest fashion trends on the internet. I'm seeking $100,000 in exchange for 10% of my company. Sharks,
$1 million,
crochet takes us back.
That's a high valuation.
Yeah, like it's pretty standard today. I don't see people going on Shark Tank and asking less than 1 million.
Back to a time when life was simpler and everything was groovy. But most importantly, crochet promotes positive vibes and makes people happy. And that's why I created my company, Lord Von Schmitt. My
This
crochet
company
design.
name is actually it's actually a name of a person, so that's interesting. And his name is a different name, so that's different.
Yeah, it's not his name. But I feel it's a little bit hard to remember this name. But at the same time, it's not a common name, so it's interesting.
Designs are colorful, sustainable, recycled, and repurposed. But why take it from me when you can see for yourselves? Hit it! Uriel and Deanna's outfits are aligned with the slow fashion movement and come with two fabulous accessories: lower carbon footprints and reduced weight. Woo! Anna Nazariah.
It's interesting, like he's saying about the two options of their product, and try to bring like what is the benefits of those products for the whole market as well, not just for the people, but for the environment.
Are certain to be the life of any party. Crochet is addictive. You might get hooked on the attention. There you go. There you go.
This whole idea of creating mini brands today is actually very popular. You know, you can create a mini brand out of anything. Like you can create that with water. I don't know. You can create that with notebooks. You can do anything basically. So it's a cool thing. He's working on crochet. That's his niche. You know.
Is the money shot.
Damon, that's it.
There you go. He takes his LEDs for a spin, and the crowd goes wild.
Nasty.
So, sharks, who wants to jump on board this groovy train with us?
You see the preparation and showing the product in live. So that's very strong for your brand. Like this is very strong for your pitch. Like if you can show a quick demo, if you can show, regardless, it's your product. It's a consumer product. If it's a brand, software, whatever. It captures more attention. It is easy for the investors to not thinking. They don't want to thinking a lot about like what exactly you're trying to build. They want to see and kind of taste that.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I have some handouts for you.
Damon, you should try it on.
Robert, I'm a little husky, so I'd look like a pinata.
Pinata.
You won, actually.
I would look like a pinata for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love a good crochet. Thanks, Skylar.
How does that look?
Very fun designs. That's cool. Very happy.
I really don't know if they're gonna invest or not, but at least they are stick to it. Maybe they will even buy the product or promote the product. Like even if they don't invest, maybe they will purchase.
Yeah, lifestyle. It's a lifestyle business, you know. Like you got to be positive. You got to be happy. That's what people are interested in. You know, like they want to buy things from depressed or sad people. That's the reality, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thanks, Skylar.
Oh, beautiful.
Mark, yours a little low-waisted.
Wow.
No, I do a booty check, Robert.
Pants on.
I like them.
I can't wear those.
Do it.
I like it.
Damon's walking all around right now. Shake it, baby.
Whoa, that's hot. That is so hot. You actually look really good in that, Damon.
It is a good look for you, Damon.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much for trying them on.
Yeah, they definitely like the guy really hooked all the sharks to like try the product, to be in that same mood. So now they can talk about business, but in a completely different mood, in a completely different aspect of the business.
So, Skylar, tell us about how you got into this. This looks like a handmade art.
This is a handmade art
very
that I
shiny.
Oh, it
create
is?
entirely from recycled crocheted blankets.
Really?
If you're
Cool.
making them by hand, how can you produce in quantity?
Those are created based.
So, you see, like, handmade is always a bad thing, when you mention that, because people are thinking expensive, but hard to produce, hard to scale. That's the very first objection, and Lori jumped right into that.
On my crochet designs, and they are created in Asia.
You outsource it.
I
So you
outsource
have a
it.
factory that's making them for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and outsourcing things that everyone is doing, Apple outsource all their production, right? It's not assembled in the US.
Skylar, what do you sell them for?
So the things that have been manufactured are these parasols.
And how much is a parasol?
To get a parasol to the United States cost me $30, and I sell them for $128 on my website. Wow.
That's
Yes.
very expensive.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
$30 to be in the US, made in China. It's very expensive. It should be like $5, not $30.
Yes. Yeah, it's the power of probably the niche he's targeting, right? And the consumers, who is their buyers.
Oh, so you have to get word out so people know about this, because we didn't know about this on Shark Tank. Never heard of Lord Von Schmitt.
So Lord Von Schmitt started as my own weird little project until suddenly it got picked up on the internet. And all of those blogs ultimately culminated in a major publicity boom that sold a ton of things. And mostly it was men's shorts made from recycled Afghan blankets.
How much are the short shorts?
Short shorts are $58.
What about
And
the
the
long
entire
ones
suit.
beside it?
And then the entire suit I can get $300.
Wow.
You wearing those right now?
Oh, my
As a
God.
matter of fact, I am.
Dang. Now you see.
Yeah, so it is interesting, to understand the go-to-market strategy, right? He was picked by a lot of blogs talking about his product, probably for free. He didn't pay for any of those blogs, maybe, and definitely they can start to do a paid campaigns after.
You seem like you're definitely a fascinating and interesting person. You have a lot of attention. What's your background?
So I studied visual arts at Columbia University.
Nice.
I was an English teacher for years, and I lived in Barcelona. So from there, I got into knitting and crochet, just typical what everybody does.
So that's
came-
a very good background. You see, he ties his story to what he's selling the product, because he's saying knitting, crochet. What do you think about? You think about Europe, you think about the School of Arts, you think about those things, and he's exactly saying I'm coming from this background, so I'm very legit. I'm a very confident person that I can be the leader in this space because my background matches it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's important to have a kind of a track record already. You learn, the industry, this space. It's not someone trying to come from. He's not an outsider.
Back from Barcelona,
And
I
also,
saw.
one thing I wanted to say is sometimes your background, you have other things in your background. What you can do is highlight the things that make sense to your story. So it doesn't mean that you only live to do this thing in your life. It means that you have lived other things, but you're specifically highlighting the path that makes more sense for the product that you're selling. And that's what he did. He selected 2 points and mentioned that on his background story. Yeah.
Afghan blankets in the thrift store. America has a ton of Afghans. We have a glut of Afghans. So I created these and I put them up on my Etsy shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I took a little trip to India. And all of a sudden, I saw this bizarre spike in men's shorts, which I hadn't sold a ton of prior to that. And by the time I had 300 open orders for shorts, I had to leave India and go back to the United States to make them. I went to thrift store after thrift store.
Cut them up, sewed them together.
Cut them up, sewed them
Shorts.
together.
How many orders did you get on the shorts total?
Total, more than 300,
Okay,
325.
so who's buying these? What is your demographic?
My demographic is a
Guys
lot
like
of people
me.
who go to summer festivals. There's a very large LGBTQIA plus contingent that follows this fashion.
Are you making any money today? What are your sales?
My sales are 188,000
So far this year?
When did you start?
for 4 years.
For 4 years?
Yes.
What about last year?
Last year was 37,000.
Okay, so it's a small kind of
It's
hobby.
not your
big-
full-time job.
Wow.
Is this your
It
full-time
is my full-time job.
It
I
is,
live on
so-
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a huge revenue so far. He has some traction. It's already 4 years at least. I don't know when this episode looks like November last year. And very specific niche that he knows, he navigates. So and this niche, it's huge, right? The LGBTQ+A+, it's growing. They invest a lot on on clothes. So yeah, they can definitely grow this business, but I think the shark is a little bit scared right now.
You're starving to death. That's nothing. That's why you're so
I can
skinny.
stretch money really far.
But Skylar, if I'm going to give you $100,000, that's like 10 years of sales for you. It's crazy. You have to have a plan to blow this thing up. I want to hear the plan.
The plan is to take the pieces that I like the best, and especially something like this thong, which can be produced very cheaply.
How many of you sold of the thong?
Of the thongs, 10. But I came out with them this summer.
These are basically works of art where you put your heart and soul into it.
They are.
So why not charge
very
more?
Custom work. You know, the challenge here is again like manual work, custom work of art. So you're gonna sell this for hundreds of thousands, but you're not gonna be able to scale that. And that's the main challenge with apparel. You know, it's very hard to scale usually, and that's the very common thing on Shark Tank. How do you scale your business? Which strategies can you do to push your business forward? And that's the same challenge that this brand has. Yeah.
Yes, they want to see what is coming up next, right? Like, I'm going to invest on you, I'm going to put this money. What is your strategy? What is the next step? What is the big leap you're going to take to go to a next round, to have an exit?
A lot of times when people see something and it costs more than they expect, how they value it goes way up.
How's he going to make a living, though? You need to be able to make a living off of this. He really has to do it in mass market because he won't. How's he going to make money off?
The only way this works is if you sell that jumpsuit for $1,000 or more.
I can't.
You should have no pieces that cost less than $250. If you're charging $60, $80 is just a piece of clothing. Be an artist. Sell it as artwork. You hand make each and every one of these things. It's a piece of art. Sell it that way.
Oh, I agree. For my handmade work, I totally agree.
You're still not charging enough. You don't have to sell a ton of these when they're art.
So what's happening right here is that Mark Cuban's already out, you know? So you can already see like he's giving you advice because he's like, I'm out. So let me try to say to this guy what I think he should do because, you know, he should grow his business without my money because I'm not going to invest. And just telling like he's going to tell now like, hey, you're gonna be a one-person business, you know, charge as much as you can, make a good profit, but that's it. We're not gonna invest in you.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what my investors looking for. Yeah.
Yes, the difference between like creating a business with like a specific framework, a specific process, instead of like as Mark was saying, creating art, right? Like you're building art, and art is not like you're not manufacturing this for thousands of people. It's like a very specific group. You're gonna charge way more because it's very unique pieces.
You only have to sell 7.
What are you doing, Mark?
Right? I'm out, but I think it's a great opportunity for you. But you just got to be an artist that's proud of their work and has some confidence that it'll sell for a huge price.
Skylar, being a great artist is not enough. $37,000 is really insignificant. It's a start.
It's a start.
But for me to give you $100,000, you got to get this to $500,000. You got to get to $1 million. And that is less art and creative. That's art and business. There's no plan. I'm out. I'm sorry.
As much as I love all of this, I want to put my heart and soul into it and give the very best that I can. And unfortunately here, I just don't think that this is like right for me. So I'm sorry, I'm out.
Yeah, the situation is exactly that. Like he created, he also tell that, like he told, this was out of like a project. I was building a project. It was not his idea to build a business company. He built like a real business. It was more like I'm throwing something here as a side project. He was a professor, teacher. So he can figure and turn this to be a business and raise money if he wanted, but definitely is not the moment right now.
Yeah. Scott, I think we've all pretty much agreed in the same way. I mean, you remind me very much of myself. I stood in the corner and I sold $800 worth of hats. And I realized at that point, I will never work for anybody ever again for the rest of my life. But it took me 10 years to figure it out from that day. I just don't think you have it figured out yet, but you will never work for anybody for the rest of your life. But right now it's too early. I'm out.
Skylar, you had all the components that you need on Shark Tank. A brilliant idea, the face of it. Missing is a person telling me, look, Skylar's doing all this. Meanwhile, I'm back in India. I've got logistics. I've got distribution. I'm dealing with the retailers we're going to work with. You need that partner, whoever it is. They're not there. I would love to give you $100,000. I would love to give you more. I mean, this thing.
Do it.
You're not going to because there's nothing.
Do it. That's the moment. Like the guys he was not expecting, right? Like to get more. He was didn't have a clear plan about this money. Like he doesn't know what to do with the money.
It's
Do it.
uninvestable.
Do it.
It's uninvestable. There's no way to make
That's
it
my
work.
guy with it. That's my guy.
Do it.
Thank you, guys.
Do
Thank you. But there's, I am an investor and I got to get it back. I'm just frustrated and I'm sorry to say I'm out. But you're one hell of a guy, Lord Von Schmitt.
Even the dad.
Thanks, guys.
Go in
Congrats,
peace.
Oh, God. Yeah. So, that's the basic one-on-one problem. Like if you're looking for investors, always make sure that you have the scalability plan, where you're going to invest the money, how this money is going to you bump, you're going to put this gas and the car is going to accelerate. That's the basic stuff if you want to raise money,
Yes, or just bring a very unique idea, something that nobody else is building. Maybe they will invest because they really believe you will figure later, but it's not the case. He's not building a unique business, so you have to have a clear plan.
Skylar,
Go in peace.
Your words
Great
mean a lot to me.
catch.
They really do. All right, come on, guys. Let's boogie on out of here.
Boogie on.
Bye,
guys.
The piece of advice that I took away from that was that I am selling myself.
Yeah, so you see, basic, one-on-one stuff. This was a quick episode. Gotta have a plan how to scale the business. Come up with ideas where you're going to invest the money, how you're going to grow. You gotta, be able to have this very clearly and explain to investors how to do that.
Yeah, and it's positive. If you can get a good feedback from those investors, people that they have good feedback, right? They're not trying to guess what you were doing. They're not trying to pretend they know something about your business. They really understand a way to make your business work. Maybe in the end of the game, that's not gonna be the way, but you understand. I needed to change something. I needed to improve some of my numbers, my metrics, to show a strong business, show something that they will feel they are missing something.
Exactly. All right. Thank everyone for tuning in today, and we'll connect again next week.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.